Okay, ladies, so today we're going to start with our gratitude list. I want to hear a few of your blessings, gratitude. So anybody who'd like to share, just hopefully you're doing it right?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, who would like to share something? Go, Patricia.
The sunrise on the mountains.
Oh, the sunrise.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, especially here. Yes, Christy.
Healthy dinner with my son.
Healthy dinner. That's good. Good.
Yes.
Your son eating
Very
healthy.
grateful.
I like it. I like it.
I'm so grateful my son is not continuing to get sick.
Your son is staying healthy. So he was sick for a while.
Just, yeah, it's stomach.
Yeah. Oh, good. Good. Dottie, you can sit down. Thank you.
Never done that before. So.
Linda.
Snowshoeing with women friends. This week.
Snowshoeing. Yeah, there's good
Fun.
snow right now. Awesome. Awesome. What else? Yes.
My class trying to eat healthy with me.
Your class. So what class do you? Is it your
Actually, second grade.
second grade?
Oh,
That's
good.
impressive.
Bravo.
That's impressive. You can't have more than one today, Patricia.
Really good.
Okay, all right, what?
Posting my gratitudes on Facebook, and my friends have started to post gratitudes.
Oh, look at that. Creating a
Wow.
grateful
I see that.
culture. That's really sweet. I've got one. Mary Carroll inspiring some of you to go to Red Rocks. That's really
I was going to
awesome.
say that was great to have them meet us at Red Rock.
That's super awesome.
Anybody's welcome. If I can get emails, I'll get post people.
Yeah, that's really great. That's great. Fun stuff. Well, that's great, guys. I'm glad that you. So, can you see how it's helping your mindset? Can you feel how you're really working at thinking more positively about your life and just your circumstances, what you're working on? We really have a lot to be grateful for, don't we?
Yes.
It's not. Life is not all that bad, even when you're in the 38-day challenge, right? Excuse me just a second. Okay, so today we're going to talk about self-sabotage. Nobody does this, right? Nobody knows what this is. I'm the only one. All right, well, we're done then. Okay. Tell me, what is self-sabotage? Define self-sabotage for me.
Negative self-talk.
Negative self-talk, okay.
When you purposely defeat yourself from doing something.
You purposely defeat yourself from doing something. Go ahead.
You set yourself up to fail.
Ah, that's interesting. You set yourself up to fail. What would be an example of setting yourself up to fail? Go ahead. And you can just call out. It's fine.
Failing to plan.
Okay, we talked about this last time, right? Failing to plan. Okay.
Buying the wrong food.
Buying the wrong food. Okay, so yeah, so how can you succeed if you don't plan and you get the wrong food? Yeah, sure.
Get on the scale, you like the number you see, so hey, let's go eat some chips.
You know, that is very common.
Yeah.
You get on the scale and it's like you want to reward yourself and you always choose something unhealthy. Well, most of the time. Now that's a really good point. One of the definitions of self-sabotage is the act of saying that we want something and then going about making sure it does not happen. That's sick, isn't it?
Yes.
Saying that we want something and then going about making sure it does not happen. I want you to take a minute here. Actually, let's do this together. Let's write down thoughts you've had in your head that are self-sabotaging, or ways that you sabotage your efforts, whether it's your effort to eat healthy or effort to exercise. Let's write a few things down here. You can do it together. Snooze. Hitting the snooze on your alarm.
Oh,
Okay, there's one.
I'm too busy to exercise, I'll do it later.
Okay, so you give yourself an excuse of busyness, and then later never comes, right?
Yeah.
Okay? What else?
You've never been able to do this before, so why would you think you can do it now?
What would you call that exactly? So you never
negative.
been able to do this before, why do it now?
Defeatist attitude.
It's a defeatist attitude, okay? All right. What else?
Kind of like if you slip one day and instead of bouncing back and making the best of the rest of the day, you just throw it all away and say, well, I already blew it, so
Give up.
you just give up that day.
Start again Monday.
Okay,
Does
so
that make sense?
give up easily, or it's kind of that downward spiral, huh?
Yeah.
Okay,
Relapse.
yeah. What else?
Blaming somebody else.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Blaming. Okay. One more. Thoughts you have?
Not having discipline, just giving into it.
The discipline. I used to have a gal say, I need a treat, right? And then she started telling herself, I'm not a dog. I don't need a treat all the time, you know? Treating ourselves a little bit too much. Treats are fine, but does it have to be food all the time? No, that's great. So you're aware of these things. So what do we have to start with being aware first in order to change your think, is what I say. And in my book, I talk about change your think. If you work at changing your think so you can see yourself differently, then you'll start to be more positive. That's why you're doing the gratitude list. So let's talk about the 3 types of self-sabotage. The 3 types are fear, insecurities, and excuses. Fear, insecurities, and excuses. So let's start with the first one. Let's start with fear. What are some common fears in relation to fitness and weight loss?
Injury.
Of being afraid that you're going to get hurt. Okay, all right, that's valid. That's a valid fear.
Being afraid that you're gonna lose the weight and it's just gonna come right back.
That's a good one. Being afraid that you'll lose the weight and then it's just going to come right back after all that hard work.
I can't keep up with everybody else.
But
I'll look bad or something.
That's really good. Yeah, I mean, I just had a new breed. She said, well, I wanted to try to keep up with everybody else. This competitiveness, but really there's a fear of looking bad or being who wants to be the last one, right? Okay, that's good. What else? What are some other fears? What about fear of rejection? Do you think fear of rejection comes into play sometimes with our weight loss goals? Do you have any friends who, they may be well-meaning, but they're like, oh, come on, splurge a little bit. Come on, it's a holiday, or we're just this one time, or those kinds of things. Do you ever have that? It makes it hard when you're really working to reach your goals and you have someone who, they don't really mean to sabotage you, but they're making it difficult, and you have this fear of rejection. You don't want to always be the party pooper, right? What about fear of change? What do you think about this fear of change? Yes, go ahead.
Like you don't know what it's going to be like to, I mean, you've been overweight for so long and then you're all of a sudden thin and don't know how to act, I mean, it's just, it almost, you have to change inside as well as outside. It's just really being great. A different person.
No, that's really great, Yolanda. So this is why we're working on the mindset. This is why we're doing this class right now, is that mindset change. Sometimes we've had ladies who fear that if they're thinner, that they're going to get more attention. And sometimes it's easier to hide behind being overweight or unhealthy because you don't get as much attention and you feel uncomfortable with that. So that may be something to explore if you have that. What about fear of success? Have you ever had that, fear of success, or heard of that? Or what do you think I mean with that, fear of success? How can that relate to self-sabotage? I think Mary Carroll touched on it a little bit.
Well, it changes your image and your expectation of yourself and other people's expectations of you.
Okay, that's good. So if you
succeed at this, then don't tell me you can't try that because you can succeed at that, and expectations pop.
Yeah, well, that can be true. So if you succeed, you've lost weight, you're very healthy, then there's this expectation that you're always perfect, right? That you always have to be like that. I never get that. I take clients out to lunch, they're shocked if I want to eat something that's not super healthy. Hey, be quiet about the pastries. Oh, did I just say that on camera? Oh no. So yeah, exactly. So, but more seriously about that, fear of success will more be expected of me if I reach this goal. Will more be expected, kind of what Linda was talking about. Or what Mary Carroll mentioned earlier, you step on the scale and you see this number going down, and it's this idea of, no, that's not possible. I can't be succeeding. And so we sabotage ourselves by eating something unhealthy or going against the healthy things that we've been doing. Doesn't make any sense, does it? Why do we do that?
Fear.
Yeah, but so you have to ask yourself, what am I afraid of? What's deep? It goes deeper than that. What am I afraid of? Fear of success. What am I afraid of? That's what you really have to dig down and see. I think it goes back to, let's use that as a good example, because this happens a lot. I've actually struggled with this. I get on the scale, and you're getting closer to that ideal number, and you think, oh, well, I deserve a treat, or that's not possible. Oh, and we do whatever, something crazy, eat a big piece of chocolate cake or something, because we're getting closer, and of course that starts to have the scale creep up. Why am I doing that? What am I afraid of? Is it possible that I don't believe that I can actually achieve my goal? Do you see what I'm saying? So you have to dig deeper into that fear, understanding what exactly is behind that. Am I really afraid of success, or is there something deeper than that? Does that make sense what I'm saying? It's asking yourself, okay, what is the issue with this really?
The fear of being able to maintain once you succeed.
That's another good one. Okay, so say you're getting close to that success, and you think, oh no, I can't get there because I'm not going to be able to maintain that. It's too hard. Why? Because perhaps you've tried before and you've failed, right? So that's a good point. So those kinds of things is being able to look at them objectively and say, okay, this is unhealthy thinking. Why am I thinking this way? And what can I do to make this time different than last time? And what is the answer to that? It's our mindset. This is why we're working on the mindset so much. It's your mindset. It always comes back to that. This is why we're digging into some of this stuff. It's unpleasant stuff, right? We're digging into that because it's your mindset that's going to keep you having long-term success, not just, oh, this is just another challenge I did today, this month, or whatever. And then you just go back to your unhealthy patterns. Okay, so you have to be willing to dig. They're not fun. They're not fun things to do. But you have to be willing to dig at them. So so when you look at these, why am I hitting the snooze button? Why do I have this defeatist attitude? Why do I give up? Why do I feel like I have to have a treat? Why am I blaming myself? You have to really dig and understand the reasons why you think that way, why you're behaving that way. And if you're willing to be honest with yourself, that's where the victory starts. Okay, when you're honest with yourself, and you're able to answer that question, like Yolanda said, well, because I've been there before and I failed. Okay, then you're dealing with that. You know what, this time's going to be different. Why? Because I'm doing this, this, and this to ensure that I don't fail. Does that make sense? Go ahead, Debbie.
So we just tell ourselves those are all lies.
Well, you can say those are lies, but then there has to be an action plan behind it, right? It has to be like what you're doing the gratitude list, doing the affirmations, really learning these principles of, okay, fear, insecurities, excuses. What is this? This is a self-sabotage. How can I address it? So this is the harder work right here. You have to be willing to face it in order to overcome it. Let's talk about insecurities. Well, what would be an insecurity before I give you some? What would be an insecurity? Okay, remember, this is self-sabotaging behavior, a self-sabotaging thought. What do you think?
If I succeed, people may not like me better anyway.
Say that again.
If I succeed, people may not like me anymore or any better. They may not treat me any differently.
Okay, so does that mean you're insecure about
the reception that I would have if I were succeed.
And you're hoping that people will like you more if you lose weight? Is that the deeper issue?
No, it's more like I am hoping that people will not judge me negatively.
You're hoping people won't judge you negatively. Okay. Okay. All right. What else?
What does it matter anyway?
Self-esteem.
Yeah.
So low self-esteem. Here's some thoughts to kind of give you an idea of where I'm going with this. For example, I'm not self-controlled enough. That would be an insecurity. I'm not self-controlled enough. Or I'm not attractive enough. I'm not confident enough in myself that I can do this. Those would be some insecurities. In other words, you're selling yourself the lie that you're not enough. That you're not enough. So basically, you're flawed or broken in some way. When you're selling yourself that lie that you're not enough, you're really short-circuiting your hopes and your goals and your dreams and what you're trying to accomplish. You're basically defeating yourself before you even begin with that kind of thinking. Because you're working on something, but you've got this, it's that defeatist, really, the defeatist attitude. So you really defeat yourself before you even really make progress with that insecurity. Another thing with that is, I see this problem a lot, especially with our ladies, you guys, unfortunately, is the challenge of accepting a compliment. The coaches and I, we're often complimenting you on how beautiful you are, on how strong you've gotten. You know what we often get? Thanks, but, is what we get. Either you deny it or you say, thanks, but, oh, my abs are still flabby, or I still got this hangy thing, or something like that. You know, I was just at a conference on Saturday, and it was an icebreaker. We had to stand up, and we had to flex our arms, and then the lady said, now, poke the person's hangy-downy thing next to you and say, that's not so bad, or something like that.
Oh my God.
Like, it was supposed to be funny, and people were laughing, but I'm thinking, you know, why don't we, like, go to the person next to you and like touch their muscle and tell them how hard they, how hard the muscle is or something like that.
Right.
So they were kind of making fun of it, but at the same time.
Yeah, well,
So what did they say to you though?
You're probably like,
One of the camp ladies came next, was with me, so we both had muscles, you know. But yeah, it's having a hard time accepting compliments. It's an insecurity. It's when you can't accept a compliment. So when it comes to insecurities, this is one of the things that I want you to think about, okay, to deal with it, is you've heard it said, seeing is believing. When it comes to dealing with an insecurity, believing is seeing. Believing is seeing. Thoughts are things. As you think, so you are. If you believe that you are fat, that you're not confident, that you're unattractive, that you got this hangy-downy thing, that you'll never get rid of, any of these kinds of things, okay, that's what you will see. That is what you're going to see in the mirror. That's how you're going to see yourself. So start thinking of yourself as strong, attractive, gorgeous, confident, and you will begin to see yourself that way. This isn't some foo-foo, weirded in the head thing. Okay, this is true. I believe in what the Bible teaches, and the Bible says, as a man thinks, so is he. Okay, so this is an age-old truth. If you believe a certain thing about yourself, you're going to start seeing yourself that way. Okay? So you need to, it's all about awareness. The more you're doing this gratitude list, the more you're doing the positive affirmations, the more you're thinking about these things that we're talking about, fears, insecurities, excuses, you're going to recognize them more in your life. You'll recognize them because you're focusing on your mindset, on having a healthier mindset right now. So when you do catch that unhealthy thought, or someone's giving you a compliment and you want to say, and respond, even if you respond badly after and you recognize, okay, that was not healthy, okay, work at changing that thought. Next time be like, okay, if somebody compliments me, next time I'm going to say, thank you. Yes, I know, or something like that, okay? Or have fun with it. Okay, but do you see what I'm saying though? Believing is seeing. So you have to believe that you are confident, beautiful, attractive, and so forth, because you will start seeing. Maybe you don't believe it right now, but over time, the more you tell yourself, the more you start to see that. Okay? I know from personal experience, because I've had a hard time accepting compliments, and it's gotten a lot better. It's gotten a lot better now that I seek to look at myself in the mirror and not pinch, poke, and all that. Be like, oh, what is that? How did that get there? And all that kind of stuff. I know I'm the only one who's ever done that in the mirror.
Yeah, right.
But the mirror can be our worst enemy. So that's really the test, is when you stop saying those things in front of the mirror. Okay, the last thing is excuses. Now I think these are the easiest to pinpoint. The other ones are a little bit challenging. You really have to work at catching your thoughts. But I think excuses are probably some of the easiest to catch. We mentioned a few of them, the snooze alarm, time, and so forth. So let's talk about this. The biggest ones I see really are time and money when it comes to health and fitness. Those are the biggest ones. So let's talk about time. Time as an excuse. Okay? Who's ever struggled with time as an excuse? Okay, so all of us. Okay, so let's talk about that. In what ways have you used time as an excuse? Go ahead.
too late at night.
I work late at night, so I'm too tired to work out, okay? Just call it out.
I need more sleep. I think, oh, I don't wanna get up.
Okay, so I need more sleep, I don't wanna get up early to work out.
Yeah.
So it's either late or early, okay?
Use your kids,
Sorry?
use your kids.
Your kids are a great excuse, they have this activity or that activity.
I
Okay.
can go to a later boot camp. I don't have to get up this early.
Okay, I can go to a later one, and then what happens when it's later?
I sleep through
And
it.
then something else happens, right? Then, you know, at night you get home and you're tired and you just want to go to sleep at night, okay? So, okay, so, there's another one?
No, there was about time. It wasn't about time.
Okay, so what can we do then to address this time issue as an excuse? I also hear about it when it comes to cooking, right? Planning, we've talked about this, the planning is challenging. Okay, what can we do? Go
You
ahead.
have to schedule it.
Schedule it, yeah.
Ah, that is really the age-old thing.
Yep.
You have to schedule it. You have to schedule it. I have a mentor who says schedule everything, which means schedule a date with your spouse, schedule the walking the dog, schedule meeting your girlfriend, schedule your workout, everything, schedule everything. Yeah, that's a really good one. Okay, go ahead.
It makes it easier when you're doing it with a friend and then you don't want to let them down. So.
That accountability is key. Accountability, doing it with a friend. There's a lot of friends here. There's a lot of friends here. Accountability is key to your success, but definitely scheduling with the time is really important. The other thing too is realizing that you don't have to work out for a long, long time. Now, let's say it's on a non-camp session day, on a Tuesday, for example. If you just schedule 15 minutes, okay, I'm going to do something for 15 minutes, and you make that your goal at the beginning of the day or even the night before, so you set it as an intention for the next day, 15 minutes. What do you think will happen if you get out there or in there or whatever you're doing 15 minutes? Do you think you'll often go longer? It's just getting going. But even if you didn't, 15 minutes, high intensity, interval type of workout, I mean, and you guys don't have to be workout pros, okay? You've learned plenty of things at camp. Squat jumps, squats, push-ups, sit-ups, it's basic stuff. Do a rotation of all those exercises for 15 minutes, get your heart rate up, and that's very effective, 15 minutes. But if you get started, a lot of times you're feeling so good that you might actually end up going a little longer. But if you just tell yourself, okay, I only need 15 minutes, think about what you do for 15 minutes. Facebook? Can you spend a lot more than 15 minutes on Facebook? Yes.
I have a friend who loves to, when it's cold outside, she
Yes.
said, let's go to Park Meadows Mall, and we walk the mall.
Yeah?
We just walk the mall.
Walking the
Walk,
mall. And you know what you could do is you could do a wall sit, you know, while you're watching, people watching. You could do that at the mall, you know, with lunges. Lunges,
Yeah. Lunge around.
Lunge around. But yeah, but if you think about it, short time, making a plan, that can help you with the time. Because how much time do you waste on Facebook or browsing the internet or email, those kinds of things? Tons of time. We waste tons of time. You can, I mean, literally I have worked on my computer on my bike. If you really want, if you're really motivated, you know? So, anyway, you don't have to be as crazy as me.
There's certain shows I really like to watch, but I've decided I DVR them because then I can watch them quicker without all the commercials.
Yes.
I can zoom through the commercials, so I
Yeah.
feel like I can save myself a little time
Yeah,
just watching it an hour or two later.
yeah, and then you can work out while you're watching your
Right,
shows.
then I could,
You know? Yeah, and like I said, very simple. You can do a simple plan. Squats, push-ups, jumpy jacks, sit-ups, and do a rotation of those over and over for 15 minutes. Simple, make it simple. You don't have to be overwhelmed. I need all these major programs. Just keep it simple for now. And the main thing is to get your workouts in. That's the main thing. If you did 15 minutes of that every day, a lot of studies have shown if you do the high intensity interval training, that's most effective for fat loss. You'll burn more fat longer, okay, 24 up to 48 hours. And so it's simple, okay? You don't have to spend a lot of time on it. Okay, the last thing, the last excuse I like to focus on is money, okay? You don't have to have an expensive gym membership. You don't have to always shop at Whole Foods, these kinds of things. However, there are smart things that you can do about money. This is an excuse, okay? So let's talk about what are some money excuses.
It's cheaper to go to Taco Bell.
It's cheaper to go to Taco Bell, okay, that's a good one.
Dollar menu.
The dollar menu, go ahead.
I don't like kind of disagree a little bit on that one.
No, go ahead.
I mean, I can't afford to buy all the organic and all the, I don't know, am I making excuses? I still think I eat healthy.
Well, actually, that's a good one. And when we go to the grocery store you'll see how you'll see how you can save money even buying healthy food. So that's an excuse, actually. That's an excuse. There are some tricks, and we'll talk about this next time. There are some tricks that you can apply to shopping, even the healthy foods, even organic, to help you save money. Okay? What are some other excuses when it comes to money?
I can't afford boot camp.
I'm not going to say that one on camera.
At home instead.
Well, actually, any kind of fitness program, if you say you can't afford it, let me show you something to show you that you can afford boot camp, okay? How many times a week does the average person eat out?
2 times.
How many times do you eat out?
We're not going there.
Yeah. How many times do you eat out?
I'm married to a cook.
On average. What's that?
I said I'm married to a cook.
You're married to a cook, but on average, in this room, I would guess the average person eats out 2 to 3 times a week. Okay, whether it's breakfast one time, going out for a Starbucks, or sometime on a Saturday, special events. A lot of times it's on weekends. You meet friends or things like that. This includes going over to people's houses and bringing food, cooking for when you go to potlucks or different things. Okay, because you have to spend money to make whatever that is, right? Okay, so on average, let's say you eat out 3 times a week and you spend $8. Okay, which we know this. If you go out to a nice dinner, it's not $8.
No, it's not.
And if you go to Starbucks, it is $8. You know, okay, but $8 3 times a week. Okay, that's $24. Okay, $24 a week. $24 a week times 4 weeks. That's $96. That's more than once a week of camp. Okay, if you do $96 times 12 months. That's $1,152 on eating out. Okay, and that, like I said, includes if you're going somewhere and you have to make things or things like that. That's a lot. And then we're just being conservative here. That's a lot. I mean, even if it was half that, it adds up. It adds up pretty quickly. Okay, so now you think, okay, eating healthy is expensive. Well, what if you cut out eating out more? Then you can see how the numbers add up here. Now, this is just to give you an example. When you really start, I'm sure you guys budget, and once you budget, you see, oh wow, I'm spending a lot on eating out. And those of you, well, you are all working hard on cutting down your drinks and all that kind of stuff. I bet your budget is liking that. Yes. Your budget, isn't it? I see everybody's heads nodding, right? Mm-hmm. So it's good for your waistline and your wallet. Okay, so that whole it's too expensive to eat healthy thing, I don't want to hear that in here. Okay, so the main thing is you really have to be aware, beware and be aware. Okay, of the self-sabotaging behaviors. Really catch yourself with the excuses. Catch yourself with those insecurities. Catch yourself with those fears. You have to listen to your thoughts. It's like eavesdropping on yourself. So as you're writing this gratitude list, I really encourage you now, and when you write positive affirmations, hopefully you have a journal or something, even if it's your phone, something that's handy. Write down the self-sabotaging thought or behavior. Just start jotting them down when you catch them, okay? And you really will be more aware of how you're thinking, how unhealthy it can be sometimes. And awareness is key. It's really key to moving on from that, okay? To having more positive thoughts and behaviors. I've talked a little bit about my book, but I want to say that the premise of this book is that I call it the body of your dreams, but really the body that you dream of having, it's already within you. You already have it. It's the mindset that has to shift in order to see it, right? Believing is seeing. It's already there. You don't see it because you have some of these mindset blocks, some of the self-sabotaging thoughts that are hindering you from seeing it. And when you start to see yourself that way, it will transform on the outside because your thinking will lead to positive behaviors, which will show up on the outside. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. that make sense? So I just, lastly, I want to tell you about this little special I did for you guys, and I mentioned this in the class. Okay, so just pull out this real quick. I know some of you already did this, but I just want you to make sure because there is something special for everybody on this. So I'm so excited, finally finished this book officially on Friday, so it went to print on Friday, the final version. And so if you would like to pre-order the book, it's going to be ready by the Highway to Happiness Conference on March 9th. If you'd like to pre-order it, it's $19.95. You won't get charged tax, shipping, it's $19.95. And I have a great little ebook I put together a couple weeks ago called My 5 Favorite Fat Fighting Recipes. Say that 5 times real fast. And it's got tips on different ingredients that are fat fighting, as well as 5 really great recipes that I love. So I'll give you that for free, and you also can pre-order it, okay? So you can do that. And then the other thing I have is the conference. It's now $59. But because we were doing the FMS assessments and it was craziness last week, I even forgot, okay? I couldn't focus on it. So I've extended that early bird only for our camp members. So the early bird rate is $49. So you can still register at $49. And if you refer a friend, they can have it at $49 and you both get this book for free. Okay, so it's just something fun I wanted to do. If you refer a friend, you both get it $49 and you get the book for free. All right? So if you'd like to do that, just fill it out. You don't even have to give me your card info. Just put your name on it and we'll take care of it that way. So, to wrap things up, okay, your assignment for this week is continue with your gratitude list and your positive affirmations, but this time I want you to catch yourself with a self-sabotaging thought or behavior. Write it down. Being aware is the first key to you succeeding long-term at removing some of these self-sabotaging thoughts and behaviors from your life. Okay, so let's eradicate them, let's squash them, get them out. Evaporate them. What are some other synonyms? Extinguish them, eliminate, eradicate. Okay, does that sound good?
Yes.
All right, okay, thank you.